Let's go now! Swing, baby!
We want a pitcher, not a belly itcher. We want a catcher, not a belly scratcher.
Yo, yo, yo. We got a fun one today. We're talking video games. We're getting right into it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to tell you what the podcast is.
Nope.
We're just getting right into our video game tier list, our baseball video game tier list.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones. There's so many okay ones.
And there's a couple ones that really suck.
There's a few that are straight up unplayable. But yeah, we've compiled a nice little list. If you're listening to this as just a regular podcast, we are going to put this on YouTube so you can see us make our picks and see our list as we go.
Yeah, head over to YouTube if you can. It'll probably be a better experience if you watch this versus
Yes,
listen.
definitely. Yeah, so I guess that's an announcement to make also is that we have a YouTube page now that I just decided to make as we're recording this. But yeah, we're going to put
Paul,
all
I feel like we should have talked about this.
just going with the flow, man. I felt right. But it does feel right. We will put this on YouTube because it's a fun one to watch along. And we will put all the other episodes up there. And eventually we will put video content from our live podcast at Citizens Bank Park.
Yes, sir.
Which we will be planning to record August 20th. So again, come by if you're listening. It will be fun. At the very least, we'll just be tailgating.
Yeah.
Like that the stakes are very low for that day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's either we strike gold with some interviewing some real characters at the ballpark, or we just hang out with our friends.
Yeah, we're going to be tailgating a baseball game. It doesn't get much better than that.
That's true.
I guess so. We'll start hopping into the tier list here. We got a lot of responses on Instagram, a little Instagram question asking you guys for some baseball games, some of your favorite games. So let us know if you disagree with our rankings here.
I'm sure this will spark discussion.
I'm gonna go ahead and start things off. I'll nominate the out of the park baseball.
Okay. I like that start.
For those who don't know, this is like a super in-depth simulation baseball game. There's it's almost like too good.
Yeah.
Where there's too many there's so many options and settings and stuff. You have to it's almost like a job. It's almost like being an actual general manager. I don't know. Have you ever played this game before?
I have not played this game. Hilarious that we're starting with a game that neither of us have played.
I've played this game a couple times.
Oh, you have played this game?
Yeah.
Okay. I just assumed that we hadn't. Sorry. But yeah, I love in other sports games, I love the general manager modes. Mm-hmm. But half the fun of that is then playing with the team that you constructed.
Right.
So I don't know if I could I could get into this, but I would just be itching to actually play the game. This is training to be a GM.
Yeah.
I was looking
it
at some
definitely
of the
is.
gameplay, if you can even call it gameplay, from the newest one, and it's so elaborate. Like you were saying, there's almost too many options.
Yeah, it's definitely you can enjoy it casually, but I think it's supposed to be a super in-depth, actual real simulation. I don't know. I'd probably put it in the B level maybe. It's it's fun, but then after a while you're just why am I'm wasting my time, like pretending to be a general manager, and that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I think even though I haven't played it, I think that's a good placement because, like, it's undeniably good just because of how in depth it is. Like, you have to give it some credit.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of like, is that your style? And for me, it really isn't.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna choose Wii Baseball.
Nice.
This is a fun one. I like Wii Baseball, but I think where it struggles is just that the other sports on Wii Sports are better.
Wow. Honestly, that's such a great point. Like
it's fun.
Yeah.
But I am more likely gonna play pretty much all the others. I was never a big boxing guy, but
yeah,
the other three for sure I favor over baseball.
Yeah, I think tennis is goated in Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baseball one is definitely fun. There is kind of limited. You pretty much just pitch and hit. Like, there's no fielding aspect really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because like the motion controls, you can like play, you can swing.
Yeah,
and you
which
can
that's
pitch.
sick.
You can do the motions, which is awesome. But for the rest of the game, like you can't get down and feel a ground ball.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they did well with like making a unique version of baseball because that's really what it is. It's like you hit it and all the fielders just kind of run to the ball, and then depending on how long it takes, you get a certain amount of points. I feel like this could also be B tier.
Yeah, I feel like like we're teetering between A and B.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's sometimes it's just like a gut feeling, and I feel like this is more of a B.
I agree. Ahead of Out of the Park.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
Why don't we do the show? That's probably the most popular one.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, these I don't know. I feel like the show suffers from what a lot of other like of the more popular franchises suffer from, is like it just hasn't changed in the last like 5 years. Like, it has, the My Pro thing, like you can do
the
like
road to the show.
The road to the show. You can do like a franchise, and then they have like the Ultimate Team. I think they call it Diamond Dynasty, and that's like just been the same like the last 5 years. The only thing that gets updated are the rosters, which that's like a huge complaint. I feel like for like Madden and FIFA and I guess
that's
2K.
kind of sports games in general.
Yeah, I guess it is hard to like. There is only like so much you can do. Like, it's not like the game is the game. It's not like you can create like it's like what. There's not like a story about it or anything.
Right.
So,
well, I think that's why you have so many other sports games, like on this list, especially that are just like fantasy versions of the sport that you know and love, like a video gameized version. Right.
Which I mean, I guess I said all that, but I enjoy playing the show.
Yeah,
it's not like
the show's great.
It's not like it's a bad video game.
No, I actually really like the show. I think. Also, they have made it a lot less clunky over the years, which, like, I don't think the same can really be said for Madden.
Yeah.
Like, Madden, they still haven't really figured out tackling.
Yeah. And I think 2K, like, there's always just some crazy stuff that happens in 2K, too, where, like, I don't know, I rarely run into moments in the show where I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, yeah, it is pretty smooth.
Yeah, I feel like it's a low A, high B. Where are you feeling about this?
I feel like we're just gonna let's throw it in the A. We got to get something in the A tier.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a solid.
If we decide
baseball
it gets
game.
knocked down, yeah, I agree. It's very solid. All things considered.
Yeah.
there's a reason why it's the only baseball game. Like it started in a time where there were others, and it outlasted the other ones.
Yeah.
So we were talking about how it's realistic and how Out of the Park was also realistic. Let's go to one of the crazier ones on this list, which is Slugfest.
Yep.
Slugfest, distributed by Midway Games, which also did NFL Blitz and NHL Hits. I guess they didn't do an NBA game. NBA Street, I think, was EA also. But yeah, this game is madness. Have you played this game?
I have not played this game.
Well, it's sick. It's, for one, it's just cool. Like,
yeah.
They have like the announcers are so cheeky and like in your face, and like, if you can't take the heat, like, get out of the batter's box. Yeah. And like stuff like that. They're like talking shit to you. But the thing that Midway did with all their games in the early 2000s was like just turn the absurdity knob to like 11. And so there's all these like fake teams that you play, like the Horsemen, and it's just like a bunch of horses. It's like all this random stuff. Like,
yeah.
I played more NHL Hits than I did Slugfest, but I think it's pretty much the same setup. And in NHL Hits, there were just like teams made up of babies, and like in Slugfest, you can like charge the mound pretty much at any point. You can punch guys off of the base pass. There's like huge hits all the time. It's crazy. It's like, it can be a little much, but it's a fun game. It's a very fun game.
We gotta play that. Where?
Yeah, I gotta find a way to get an old version of it.
Where?
I haven't played it in a really long time, and I was thinking, like, some of these older games I have played recently, and I was thinking of making a tier that's just like nostalgia. That's like in between A and B.
Yeah, where it's not necessarily like a great game, but you played it so much you were a kid that you just have like, it's like, all right, if I play that game now, I'm gonna be like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, right.
But it lives on in your memories.
Yeah, so I think for that reason, I just have to put it like similarly to the show in low A, high B. But in terms of crazy baseball games, I think this one is pretty damn good. So I'm gonna put it in A behind the show. I think you would like it because it's just so absurd.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Winnie the Pooh Home Run Derby.
Oh my God.
So I'd never heard of this game or played this game. We're just looking up lists of different baseball games, and this popped up. So this was like an old Flash game with Winnie the Pooh characters where you just play a home run derby, and it's terrible. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's like unplayable. The D tier is gonna be like the unplayable tier.
Yeah, so that belongs in the D tier. I would recommend check it out for like 2 minutes, and then play one of these other games.
I played it earlier, and I like couldn't even make contact. It's like, I don't know if it's just that the games are outdated now, but it was so clunky and just like so frustrating.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's a kid's game, but on a similar note, I'm gonna throw a shout out to Pinch Hitter 2, which was another Flash game that I played so much of when I was little on Addicting Games. This one is like what Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby like wants to be. Like, it's the same format. You're just hitting like 10, you get like 10 pitches and you hit. But Pinch Hitter 2, where they leveled up, was they added like challenges and you like got to different fields and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like it's as good as a Flash baseball game can be.
Yeah.
But I played it today, and it actually is still very fun and works pretty well. So I'm gonna put this in B just because I feel like the ceiling of a Flash game is B.
Yeah.
It's definitely more than one tier above Winnie the Pooh, so I can't put it in C, but we'll go pinch hitter in the B tier.
Sweet. Should we do an S tier now?
Yeah, I think there's a couple that we know off the bat.
Yeah.
Off the bat.
Ooh.
Will be S tier. Which one do you want to go with?
Let's do backyard baseball.
Yeah, I mean, you knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And this is a nostalgia pick for sure, but it's also it holds up. This is another one. During COVID, I played some backyard baseball on like multiple devices, like on just like over the internet, like on like emulators, and like I had like PlayStation versions and Game Boy versions. This game is just so insanely good.
It's
like it has everything you want in a
dude.
game.
I was just gonna say that it's like it has a perfect amount of like roster, like GM kind of things you can do, and then the gameplay is great. But also there's like there's enough like power ups and like goofy stuff that happens that sort of mixes it up from just like a regular game. I don't know. I just remember spending hours playing backyard baseball and the other backyard games. They're just really, really well made.
Yeah. And like they like the kids, dude. Like what? I don't know another video game franchise that created such a huge list of characters that are all so memorable.
Yeah.
Like I could rifle off so many of the people from the backyard franchise.
Dude, we've also said this too. Like these games were made in the early 2000s and they were like so like inclusive. There's kids in wheelchairs, like there's minorities, there's it's like
there's
every
kids
sort
of all shapes and sizes, and like you can tell there's so much personality in all the characters, and like somehow they made you care about these little like 8-year-old kids that they made up.
Yeah.
And then they made the genius move of adding professional athletes as kids.
Right.
Like that is just such a great idea to like add to the characters that you already know and love.
Overall, just a fantastic game. Like we might have to do like a separate episode just running through some of the best backyard baseball characters.
Yeah, I would really enjoy that. As you can tell, we're very enthusiastic about backyard baseball. I think that was seriously like the first video game I ever played. It was like the original backyard baseball on the computer.
Yeah, same. Mine was the one that, like either backyard baseball or backyard football, probably.
Yeah. Yep.
On our old Dell desktop.
Yep. All right. I'm going to nominate Triple Play 2002. This was the predecessor to MVP Baseball, which we all know where that's going to. Triple Play was like pretty primitive. I didn't play this one that much. I feel like I got it, and then I honestly might have gotten this game after I had MVP Baseball 2003. And it's not as good. It's not nearly as polished. But there was one thing I must have just been playing on like the easiest difficulty, because you could just like so easily track where the ball was gonna go and like just mash home runs. and this is like prime steroid era. So
oh gosh,
like I'm loading up like Bonds and Sosa and McGuire all on the same team. So this is like the bottom rung of nostalgia tier, but it's not. There's nothing special about this game. I'm gonna throw it in the C. Okay, next up, MLB Power Pros 2008. This is a really unique game, honestly. I I was looking into this fairly recently. Probably another COVID dive into old video games, but I think Power Pros was like a huge game in Japan, like all through the 90s and early 2000s. And then they made 2 in the US. There was one before this one, and then they made 2008. And 2008 was really sick. I had it on the Wii. I don't know if you can see, like, just in that little...
Was it was like, wasn't it like little like bobblehead kind of guys?
Yeah, they look like Mii's. Like,
yeah.
That game was really fun. There was a lot of really good character customization. I clearly remember one of my good friends making his dad, and it looked exactly like his dad, which was just like the funniest thing as a 10-year-old. But yeah, this game had a legit story mode. Like, there was like anime cutscenes in this game. And like you had to like work your way through like the different ranks of the organization. And the gameplay was like pretty interesting. It was kind of like the movement of the characters was very similar to like the Wii Baseball.
Wii one?
Yeah, but a little more fluid, and like you actually played like the field.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a soft spot for Power Pros. I'm gonna put it in the back of the A tier because it's just so unique, and like it was a fun ass game. Like, yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it's a good one for sure.
You want to do 2K?
Sure.
Next, I feel like 2K is like very similar to the show. Just in terms of like, it's a very straightforward like baseball game. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Is there even that much more to say about it? Like, it just fell off.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say that for me, it's probably C or low B tier.
Yeah, nothing special about it. I mean, I think the show separated itself when it added Road to the Show.
Yeah.
Like, that was just huge. I'm going to put it in C above Triple Play. But yeah, I didn't play... When I was looking for, like, the images for this list, I didn't play 2K after, like, 2K10 maybe.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't know they kept making games.
Yeah, same.
Like, I definitely had, like, 09.
Yeah, same. I had one with Jeter on it that was, like, 2007.
They just focused on basketball, I guess.
All right. We got to address another elephant in the room. It's the 2 Mario baseball games. I'll start with the GameCube one. I mean, this one is easy S tier. Like, this is maybe the only game that rivals Backyard Baseball for like best baseball video game ever, because it has the craziness. Have you played this game before?
I've played it a handful of times.
Okay. I thought you may have. But yeah, this is like probably one of my favorite video games ever, easily. It just like, it is the perfect balance of like we were saying about Backyard Baseball, how they balance like the craziness and it just being like a good baseball game. That's exactly how Mario Superstar Baseball is. Like, it's like a hard game.
Yeah,
like, there's like a serious learning curve, and same deal. You got the variety of characters that you know and love, little power ups here and there, but the integrity of the game is still very much there. It is still just like such a well-made baseball game. Like, and it has aged wonderfully. Like it
like a fine wine.
Oh, dude, I think
it still holds up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. I think it came out in like 2005, which is crazy. Like, we'll talk about another one from 2005 coming up, but Yeah, I mean, I could just go on and on about this game. It's perfect. It's a perfect game. Easily S tier. I don't know if we can like most of these are in order, but I think the S tier is kind of just like it's the holy trinity. With what we're going to add the third game to. Like there is no one without the other. They're all a unit here.
Mm-hmm.
But Mario Super Sluggers, which is the one for the Wii, it's fine. It's good, but it's like not great. Like it's a little easier. It's a lot easier. It was honestly like my experience with it was that it was like way too easy to hit home runs. Or maybe
I feel
was,
like
really sick at that game, but
that's something that in general with like Wii sports games, they were super easy.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if that's just because I didn't know about difficulty settings.
Right.
But I don't know. Like I feel like every Wii sports game I played was like, all right, like does it get any like more challenging than this?
Yeah. No, that was kind of my experience with that game. Like it's great just because it's all the Mario characters and all the Mario sports games. They have a low floor or a high floor, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be at least good. But I think I got to put this one at the top of the B tier because like it did take some more risks than the original GameCube one did. But I think like it's just held to such a high standard because the other one is so damn good.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, what do we got next?
What was the next one we were going to do? RBI Baseball?
I think so, yeah. This game is trash.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever bought and played this game before, but we've watched some gameplay and it's just simply not good.
Yeah, we were originally not going to even talk about this game because neither of us have played it, but like you don't need to play it. Just look at the YouTube gameplay. It's so bad. Like I was watching 2020 RBI Baseball and it's just so like none of the graphics line up. Like hitting the ball or like diving for a ball.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's going to be right in the dungeon with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, and you'd think like at this point like all of the groundwork has been laid for like to make a solid just like right down the middle like baseball game like the show or like 2K. Like it's not like this is the 90s where they're coming up with like new things. Like there's I don't know. I guess there's just maybe they just don't have enough money to put into it.
Yeah.
Which at that point, why are you making the game then?
No, you're so right. It's like impressively bad. like I didn't even think about that. How like the groundwork is all there. Like it shouldn't be nearly that bad, but it really is. So we got another kind of pair here with the Bigs and Nicktoons Baseball. Nicktoons Baseball would be in a nostalgia tier for sure, but it's also just like a shit show. Like so the reason they're a pair is because they're both made by 2K and they are pretty much the same game, same like idea, but Nicktoons is just like with a handful of Nickelodeon characters and a pretty random assortment, I'll add. But this game does not hold up. I played it kind of recently and it's just like such a mess. And like none of the characters are voiced by the real voice actors.
That's so
it's just
stupid.
It's just like really, and you can tell like they sound sort of like it, but it's not like the actual SpongeBob voice.
Yeah.
And like I'd rather just play the Bigs. So I'm gonna throw this in C tier. The Bigs is pretty good. It's like a less intense version of Slugfest. I don't think you said you didn't play the Bigs.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, the Bigs was cool. I liked the Bigs. It was like, it still had some integrity of like a somewhat realistic baseball game, but like every pitch had like a trail of like fire.
Yeah, yeah. It was a little
like,
cartoonish.
It was a little cartoonish. Like everybody is so jacked. Same. It's very similar to Slugfest too, but it's just like there's no like straight up violence like there is in Slugfest. Which again, like I kind of want to just play Slugfest. Like give me the full go full throttle if you
right.
If you want to do that. I think it goes somewhere in the B, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
right smack in the middle.
Yeah,
It's a perfectly fine game, but
there you go.
Nothing crazy.
All right, and last but not least, maybe the crown jewel of baseball games, MVP Baseball 2005. S tier. You all
Easily.
knew that was coming. It's just a perfect like regular just simulation kind of like baseball game.
Yeah, I don't, the thing too is like I don't even really know what makes it so special. It just has the it factor.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I played it again. I keep saying, beginning of COVID, playing all these old video games, played MVP a handful of times, and it's like it feels like pretty ordinary, like at first, but it's still is great. It just is the same great game. There's something that you can't really explain. There's something inexplicable about the magic of MVP 2005.
Yeah, I think it also kind of is similar to Backyard Baseball, where when you play it and like see all the old teams and like rosters and all the stars from the league back then too. I don't know. It definitely also there's like another nostalgia factor with that as well.
Yeah,
where just like, oh man, like remember him? Like I used to love playing as him. Like I don't know. I feel like the games like that where there's the nostalgia factor of like one like actually just remember like playing the game and enjoying playing the game, but then also like just remembering the league at that time too.
Right.
Is also like great.
These games are like a time capsule of the league at a certain point.
Yeah, that's a good
like,
way to put it.
The Cubs in MVP 05 are like the Angels were nasty.
Yeah,
the Marlins were like fresh off a World Series. I think a lot of these old games that are so good, that are still so good, are like they were just so good for the time that they came out, and we were probably too young to realize like actually how well made these games are.
Yeah.
And then going back and playing them, it's like, holy shit, these really hold up and are honestly better than like half the other stupid games I ended up playing for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Like those games were definitely ahead of their time in terms of like, for sure. I feel like just in terms of the whole experience, like the graphics, the gameplay, everything. Like, I don't know.
Dude, and the MVP 2005 soundtrack was electric. If you know, you know with that one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Popping that in, any of those songs come on, I don't even know like half of what they're called, but I could hear it and be like, oh yeah, MVP 05.
Yeah, yeah.
Right there.
I feel like there's also like you'll hear a song and be like, oh dude, that's such a 2K13 kind of song.
Yes. Especially with FIFA. FIFA has like a very distinct musical feel to it.
It's like pop EDM, but it's not like, in like either genre.
No, it's like synth pop, but like very radio friendly synth pop.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this was fun. I had a good time remembering.
This was quite fun. Yeah.
We're gonna have to do more tier episodes with like movies and TV
Yeah.
shows, maybe.
We'll have to do a lot more homework with movies.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just live stream and watch.
Do a
Just
24-hour
watch.
live stream and where we watch 12 baseball movies in a row.
Yeah. And see if we don't die.
Yeah.
We can't eat or drink.
Our fundraising goal is $20.
Yeah, just
If you pay us $20, we'll do it. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This will be our episode format when we can't think of anything better.
Yeah, we'll just put things in tiers.
Yeah. No, but I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah.
We will
Well-
definitely have to do more of these. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
There was a lot of engagement when we posted about this episode on Twitter and Instagram. So
I wonder. I don't know.
we're
I feel
not
like
going to
people might
drop
be
this.
be upset.
Yeah, I want them to be upset.
We should.
We're not going to.
We're gonna do one where it's just gonna be a clear troll job,
Yeah, right.
and it's gonna be your job to find out which one that is.
As always, thank you for listening. And stay tuned for our jersey raffle announcement and more info about the live pod at Citizens Bank Park.
Yep. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter.
Yep, at Bell Itchers Pod on both.
Subscribe to the pod on Apple Music or Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Spotify, so you never miss an episode of the Belly Itchers.
And on YouTube.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
That, while it does not exist at the time of recording, it will exist at some point. But yeah, let's go baseball. Baseball's hot in the streets right now.
Woohoo!
Let's go now! Swing, batter!
We want